Hello golfers, are you ready to play solid gold golf? This is going to be your best golf ever. In order for you to play solid gold golf, you have to keep your inclination to the ground. Okay, and what does that mean? A lot of people say, oh, that's the spine angle, that's staying down, keeping your head down. But to play solid gold golf, you need to know and understand how to keep your inclination to the ground. And what I mean by that is that at address, I am set up to the golf ball with my body tilted forward. Okay, so you can see I'm tilted forward. So I'm inclined to the ground here. All right. So what our goal is to be able to make a powerful golf swing and keep the inclination to the ground. So in the backswing, what I'm going to do is as I go back, I am tilting my left shoulder to the ground. I'm bending my left knee. I'm straightening my right knee. As I go back, also I'm doing a little neck tilt, so I'm looking at the ball out of my left eye. So now I'm inclined to the ground. Okay. So in solid gold golf, to hit the ball solid on the way back through, I have to keep my inclination to the ground coming back through the ball. So as I hit the ball, keeping my inclination with the right side tilt now, right side bend, right shoulder down, right hip lower than the left, arm straight, inclination to the ground, and I move right through the ball. So again, to play solid gold golf, play your best golf, keeping your inclination to the ground, it is not just keeping your head down. So most people that come to me have been told thousands of times, keep your head down. So what happens is that all they do is they don't move their body. They just flex their arms and keep their head down. And then when they come through, they keep their head down and flex their arms, and there's no power there. It looks like a golf swing that is not a golf swing, really. And what happens is that they hit a shot and they top the ball. So they top the ball because they're not keeping inclination to the ground. So keeping your head down is not keeping inclination to the ground, okay? All that's happening there is you're just locking yourself down. It's not dynamic, it's not athletic, you're not extending, tilting, and turning your body. So again, playing solid gold golf, you're gonna keep your inclination to the ground by left tilting, and as you come back down, you're right tilting and going through the ball. That's how you keep the inclination to the ground. And the inclination to the ground doesn't stop in your follow-through. At the follow-through finish, my right hip is lower to the ground, my right shoulder is lower to the ground, my right ear is lower to the ground. And so a lot of people will swing and come out of the inclination to the ground trying to finish or look to the target, and that is completely wrong. And if golfers were able to do this, to keep the inclination to the ground, is just work on the front side of the swing by working on keeping your inclination to the ground like that. On the follow through, I'm going to show you what happens is that you can really end up looking like a great player just by making small swings by working on the inclination to the ground going through the ball. So I can hit that ball really solid, really straight, really far. That would be an awesome thing for Jonathan to do a replay on, that little shot right there. And that shows you how I keep inclination to the ground or how I keep my spine angle moving correctly. So I'm going to have Jonathan wheel around, come down the line, and we're going to show you from there. So again, golfers, if you want to play solid gold golf and learn how to keep the inclination to the ground, this is how you do it correctly. So setting up to the ball, okay, as I'm swinging back, my left shoulder goes to the ground. As I start, I'm tilted forward, so I'm inclined to the ground here. Most golfers who swing pull their whole body up and move it to the right, so that moves their head to the right, so they lose the inclination to the ground. So here, the backswing is I'm keeping the inclination to the ground by tilting my left shoulder to the ground, changing the flex in my knees. So if I show that to you again, keeping my inclination to the ground, left shoulder to the ground, changing the flex in the knees, left knee flexes, left shoulder goes down, left side tilt, right knee straightens. Then as I come back down, I regain the flexion in my body, inclination to the ground. As I come back through, I keep the inclination to the ground as I finish. And you can see is that my right shoulder, right ear, right hip are closer to the ground. Again, most people who come to me for lessons finish with their right shoulder high, left shoulder low, so they lose the inclination to the ground. So again, a lot of people call this spine angle, but you have to understand the spine moves in 3 ways. I've covered that in many of my videos. So extending, tilting, and turning is how you keep the inclination to the ground. So again, going back, left shoulder to the ground, left knee to the ground, left eye to the ground. As I come back through, keeping the inclination to the ground. Come back through, regain flexion, right tilt, right side tilt, right shoulder to the ground, hips forward as I finish here. So you would benefit as a golfer, I would say all golfers would benefit by doing this in slow motion. Don't try to hit a lot of balls full speed. You don't need to hit a lot of balls full speed. Hit half the balls and then do half in slow motion like I'm doing right here. So again, keeping inclination to the ground, especially on the follow through, is so crucial to hitting good shots. As I come into the ball, I love doing this type of drill here with my right arm, right shoulder, right wrist bent back, right hip lower. I can feel some side crunch here. I can feel my left side longer. Okay, my right ear's to the ground. So when I do that, and when I finish, I'm going to hit a shot here. I'm going to finish with my right ear to the ground, right shoulder to the ground, right hip lower than my left. And you can see when I finish, I can finish in balance, right shoulder, right ear. I'm actually looking at the ball with my eyes on an angle too. So I'm not the other way. So again, solid gold golf tips. I know it can help you. Do slow motion drills. Rehearse, rehearse, rehearse. Don't hit a lot of golf shots. Be patient. Take your time. There's no rush here. Drill, do the slow motion. Solid gold golf tips going to help you play your best. So golfers, if you want that solid gold golf tip that I just shared with you about understanding how to keep your inclination to the ground, if you love this video, please subscribe to my channel. It only helps it grow, helps me bring better content to you on a weekly basis. So hit that like button, leave a comment, share it out with your friends. I know all your golfing friends could use some solid gold golf tips. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.